All right, so 8:02. We'll give it a couple minutes here. We got almost 30 people. We'll do a whole bunch of thank yous, and then we'll get rolling. Won't keep you guys very long. Got some good money to pay out tonight. So we did end up with 89 today. I did have to give a refund earlier. We had an angler with an emergency. He messaged me before the event started, and we pulled him out of the roster. So we did end up with 89 today. Just a slight adjustment there on the payout structure, a few dollars here and there in a few spots. No big deal. What up, Buzz? So yeah, let's get it going. So 5 minutes in, for those of you who are jumping in on the recording, is when we're getting started. Welcome to the weigh-in for the 9th event of the Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing 2022 season. We did have 89 anglers today at the annual Carolina Clash. For those of you who don't know, this is our event that has Lake Norman, Mountain Island, and Lake Wiley in it. This event will be modified slightly for 2023, and that's been addressed on the schedule. But this year it was our normal 3 lakes. Late October Halloween weekend, we had a really good turnout. 89 guys, 90 signed up. We refunded 1. And I'm extremely excited to say that we had 89 at the end of October, when it's been a marathon of a season. You guys are committed to qualifying for that TOC, fighting for those last couple spots, and I love seeing it. I hate that I'm not in person with you all, but I mentioned it earlier. I am slightly under the weather, so it probably worked out better for everyone that I'm not sharing germs with all of you anyway. So those of you who voted for your StreamYard, here we are. I know I'm sure there's some of you who did it so I can go to watch Ezzy play softball, and I do appreciate that. Just know that, we were going to do that weigh-in when this was scheduled anyway. But I do appreciate it. We are here at Myrtle Beach watching the little girls play some softball tonight, and obviously we had a great time all day out there. We're going to start off by thanking Native Watercraft. They are our premier sponsor for the season. Everything we do is 100% because of them. Huge supporters of the club, and those of you who are supporting Native Watercraft, I really do appreciate it. This event was presented by Dean and Rise Higher Shirts and Jason at Installing the Holidays, both multi-year sponsors. They've been supporting Queen City for a long time. Jason is in love with this event. I think this event might have been created for him years ago when we came up with this. So, Jason's a big part of this event, and I appreciate him coming back every year, supporting the club, creating our huge 10x10 banner that we use every month, and obviously some things behind the scenes. So huge shout out to him. I have no idea where closed captioning is. I can attempt to look. No, I don't think so. No. Nowhere where I can find it quick enough to put it on. So sorry about that, Will. We are going to pay out 10 anglers today, plus our team, our big, small, and elite pots. And we're going to get to that right away. I have a handful of guys in the podcast with me backstage waiting to get their moment to shine here and talk to you all about their day. We did have an amazing day on the water. You guys kept me super busy from start to finish. We had 329 fish get successfully measured today through Tourney X. We had 42 limits come in, and we only had 11 people skunk. So those numbers are extremely different from last week, where we had about 170 fish, about 11 limits, and like 60 skunks. So big day today for the club. Good day for the anglers. I know most people probably had a good time and caught a ton of fish. Tourney X was flawless on my end of it all. You guys did really take amazing pictures. We had a few open mouths, penalties, and stuff like that, and anglers had multiple pictures to resubmit and fix their penalties. Only a couple penalties really stuck for the day, and I do appreciate that as a director. 11 skunks for the angler who just asked. 11 skunks. This morning, there was like a quarter-mile long line to enter the park. We got here at 6:50. I was like, oh, perfect. I'll set up. I'll get that 7 a.m. bite measured. And by the time I got set up, which includes a 10x10 tent, my travel desk that I use, there were 32 fish by I think 7:20 this morning. And I was like, it's going to be one of those days. And it ended up being one of those days. Every time I judged the fish and went back out, there were 5 new ones. So I was constantly busy all day, and that makes me happy. So let's start with small bass. I did not invite him in tonight because of numbers. I couldn't fit him backstage, but we're going to start with our Sugar Creek Coffee Roasters small bass, and that's Mr. Bryce Beyer with a 6.75-inch absolute monster. So Bryce is going to go home with $175 tonight and a fresh new piece of hardware. So congrats to Bryce on winning small bass today. This is the second person to ask me if I'm sitting in a bathroom. I am not. I'm sitting in front of an 11th floor balcony. I didn't think the reflection on the window would look good. I did joke with the backstage guys that I'm trying to win the ugliest backdrop for a StreamYard award ever. And I think I'm doing a really good job. But welcome to Myrtle Beach. So, Bryce, congrats on your baby bass today, going home with a nice chunk of change. We are going to talk about the rest of the awards later, but I wanted to start with 10th place in our free entry into event number 10 next month with 64 3/4 inches, Mr. Tim Sabella. So, Tim, if you're watching, congratulations on 10th place. Pretty solid bag at 64 3/4, and you're going to fish Santee version 2 for free next month. So congratulations. In 9th place, going home with the Tudor Home Services Bubble Boy prize of $100 with a total of 65.5 inches, Mr. Joseph Scarlett. So I'm going to bring Joseph in, and I'm pretty sure he may have some things to say to us. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. What's up, man?
How are you?
Yes, it was a crazy day all around, man. I was fishing an area of the lake that I don't normally fish. I
What
like
lake?
to go Lake Norman.
Lake Norman.
I like to fish deep water, main lake stuff, 20, 30 feet. Tried a little something different. Got a couple little tips from a buddy of mine, Alex Van Dyke, man. Huge shout out to that guy, man. I wish he could fish this weekend. I guess he's having some drive issues. But he let me catch a couple of his pets, and I was really essentially trying to get a limit this tournament and try to knock it out at Santee next month. But things added up, man. I found a really good bite on some docks, and I messaged you. This is my first year doing this stuff, man, and I'm learning a ton. And the biggest thing is, man, you just in a kayak, dude, you got to make every cast has to be worth it. You know what I mean? Every cast has to have your full attention. I wasn't lazy at all today. I fished all the way to the buzzer, as you saw. The last minute, I submitted that 17-inch fish, which I think got me some money. So, yeah.
That 17-inch, I think it was a 17 1/4, right? At 258.58, your picture was captured, and that was a $100 fish. But I think more importantly, it was a 270 some odd point fish for you. That you said your limit was your goal. And if I had to guess, where were you sitting before this event in the points?
I think I got bumped back a little bit further, probably like mid-30s right now.
So this is definitely going to put you close to that fish off spot, if not in the top 20. So that's tremendous, man.
Yeah, man.
So, congratulations on, being in the running in your first year with Queen City. There's a lot of guys who look at us and they're intimidated or scared, and they don't want to fish with the big club, and they don't think they can do it. But, you've come in year one. You're not only taking money home, but you're having a blast. You're in the running to go to Clarks Hill in Georgia, South Carolina border. And that smile on your face pretty much says it all. So I'm happy for you, kid.
Yeah, man. And just shout out to my sponsor, Proline Baits, man. If you're not using scents on your baits, you're already missing out.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
Later, bud. So huge shout out to Joseph there. He texted me and he was like, man, I just put one in. I hope I got it in. I think it's a big fish. And I looked and I was like, 61 seconds, and threw him up the leaderboard. It was I'm not sure if it was a huge cull or his fourth fish, but it was a big moment for him to drop him in a top 10 finish at Queen City, going home with a framed certificate. I didn't even get to mention that. So I'll have that for you at Santee. So congratulations. In 8th place tonight with 66 inches, pretty good bag, going home with $170, our current AOY leader, Mr. Chris Goodwin. Hey, buddy.
Hey, yeah, I'm just lucky that I got out and back. I sent you a picture and a couple other people. I went to load up my kayak this morning and had a whole bunch of bearings fall out of my drive. So I just tightened everything up on it the best I could and said I'm gonna let it ride and see what happens. I got to my first spot and it was making all kinds of noise and felt like I was pedaling through mud, and I caught two at that spot, and I stayed there an hour longer than I had originally planned because I was trying to just not go anywhere else if I could to try to before I got a limit. And finally, I just said I got to go, and I ended up all over and somehow I was able to make that work and caught enough fish. They changed on me. I was trying to do something different than what I thought everybody else was doing. I kind of tried to do a little bit deeper thing with a jerkbait, and in practice, I caught plenty of fish. They didn't really seem to want it today for whatever reason. Yeah, that and our family has COVID now, which I came down with last night. and my partner's wheel bearing locked up on him this morning on the way to the ramp.
Jeez, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear about the COVID. I hate that your drive's acting up. The sport that we play in, we have so many moving parts these days that it's bound to happen. I'm glad it didn't completely destroy your day. You were able to salvage an event with an eighth place finish, a little bit of pocket money, nice frame certificate, and I hope you don't get knocked down too hard by COVID. And kind of glad we're doing this via StreamYard.
Yeah, I felt the same thing. It didn't hit me till last night when I was going to bed, and all of a sudden I laid there and got like an hour of sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I might have it right now as well, but I'm not gonna test. So I've been sick since Thursday morning. So I don't know. Whatever.
I just stuffed myself full of every medication I thought might help, and I actually didn't feel too bad on the water until all of a sudden line's out, and I'm on my way back, and I'm like, I don't feel good.
Hey, man. Well, congrats, and I guess we'll see you at Santee trying to defend or take home another AOY title.
Yes, sir.
Cool deal. I'll see you next week or next month.
See you then.
Later, buddy. So Chris with another solid finish this month, 66 inches, gets him $170. We'll see where he stands after this event with the points tonight. Ryan's going to update the points, and we'll see where he lands. In 7th place, going home with a frame certificate with 66.25 inches, worth $202. Believe we just spoke to him last Saturday, Mr. Jim Janasek. Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, man. Surprised to be talking to you again. To be honest with you, I had a really tough day on Norman. And it was kind of weird. I ended up catching almost all my fish 25 to 35 feet deep, which is very strange for me. I usually never turn on my depth finder, to be honest with you, for most tournaments, and just kind of drug it on the bottom. The fish were just laying on the bottom. Couldn't even see them until you kind of put a little swim bait in their face, and got lucky the last hour. My last picture came in the last 2 minutes as well, just like the other gentleman was saying. So
yeah, huge call. I had it pulled up. I'm actually going to pull it back up because I'm curious. But, I had him at 61 seconds. And what was yours? Do you know?
I can't remember. 17 something, but it's
I'm gonna look.
Yeah. Not a giant, but enough.
Yeah, listen, a 17 something at 2:59:47.
Yeah, that was
12
last cast. Yeah, last cast.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 seconds put this man in 7th place out of almost 90 anglers. Turned it into a very, very good day for points. A decent day with $202. And another reason you never give up. You come out and fish against the Hammers, the best, all these guys. And, hey, man, I know you're sitting pretty for TOC, and I hope you're excited about that.
Of course. I went through, I think, 3 packs of Kitex today. So
he's giving it all away, guys. 25 to 30 feet.
I don't care.
On the bottom.
I don't know. But, hey, thanks for everything. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. See you at Santee?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Good deal. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, he's giving away some secrets for the guys who are watching who may have struggled or – have never really fished Norman this late in the year or just want to learn something new. He just gave you everything you need. In 6th place with 66.5. So the last 3 places have been decided by a 1/4 inch. Going home with $315. But more importantly, a big batch of points, Mr. Frankie Wolfman Halloween Weekend himself.
Oh,
What's
man.
up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man?
A little better, $315. 6th place, a little better than last weekend.
A little better, a little better. Yeah. Dude, like, so this morning, the fish you didn't see, I caught a fish. It was still really dark, right? Probably around 7:10, 7:12. I got it on the board as an 18.5-inch fish. I thought that I could get it, and I thought that maybe I could get it to 18 3/4. I took my phone, had it in camera mode, was talking to Chad Walden, and was trying to look at this thing. This fish flips out my boat the opposite direction, and I'm just like, oh, you got to be kidding me. My day is starting like this. So I leave that area. I come back to it at 1 o'clock. I've got 2 scoreable fish. I roll in this area and I go 13.5, 10, 11, 15, 15 1/4, 16 3/4.
Wow, all in one little spot.
Dude, all in this one little spot. I think it's all around 1 to 2 o'clock. I think so.
That's awesome.
It's insane. I found a bait that they were on, and it was just, whoom. It was unbelievable. It was awesome.
That's
I'm
awesome.
Norman out off Benny, you know that. I dog this lake out all the time because I'm not a big fan. But after falls and coming here, I love with Lake Norman. Me and Chad were laughing on the way home. We were like, dude, you got to admit, these spots are pretty fun. And I'm like, yeah, because you can catch them, you know. It was a good day, man. Really good day.
Norman over the last few years really has grown as a fishery, as a really good lake. And honestly, it almost doesn't seem to matter when we go, right? Winning bags are coming from Norman. Whether it's blazing hot today, I know it was windy and spritzing some rain on you all and a little bit cool. But I mean, 10th place was 64 inches, which is pretty good, and Norman's showing out. And I'm glad you kind of figured something out today. I do want to tell you that I went back and looked, and even if your fish wasn't penalized, it would not have hurt you today.
Right.
Frankie caught a deformed fish. I really tried to make it.
Left palate.
Yeah, he had missing half a lip, and there's really nothing we can do. We had to hit him with an open mouth penalty, even though we all know it really wasn't open. But that's just one of those things in this sport, and you took it like a champ, and I appreciate that. And my team looked at it, and my team was like, "Man, it's open. There's really nothing we can do." But I'm very happy to say, from a director standpoint, that it did not affect you at all, not even one spot. So, congrats on $315 frame certificate. I know you needed those points. Woo. Where were you sitting last week?
0 this week.
Dropping a 0. That's tremendous.
6 this week. I needed it.
That's tremendous. So you're pushing yourself up in that top 20 probably, and we hope to see you at your home Lake Santee and then hopefully down at Clarks Hill.
All right, brother. Thank you, man.
Later, dude. Bye. Big day for Frankie Wolfman on Halloween weekend there. All right, getting into our top 5. No stranger here to cashing checks no matter where he goes. This dude is an absolute hammer time. And in top 5, Mr. Austin Vang with a total of 67.25, going home with $415. You, sir, are on fire. Nobody should even be around you because you're going to burn them. You are killing the game right now. Congratulations again. Here you go.
Man. Yeah, I mean, today there was a couple boaters that there's a bass boat tournament, but they saw I was fishing, so they actually left me alone and everything. So it was a good day for me. I'd limit out in an hour. 8:04 is when I limit out.
Nice.
I caught my 20-inch bass about 8 something, like almost 9 o'clock. Oh, not almost 8 o'clock. So. And then, I mean, I caught so many fish today, but they were all like 12 and 13s. But, the morning I went back to the spot I went, in February where I took 4th place, and they were there. It was just pick them out and just hoping they'd stay there. But, once I fished a couple hours, and then after that, it just died down. So the wind stopped. So I just, I told myself, just go out and come back later, wait till about noontime. But the fun thing was when I went back there, I was trying to fish there, and there was nothing. I had a couple bites, but then I realized there was a boat over there. He was actually catfishing, and he was actually chumming over there. So yeah, so when that happened, I actually saw a group of big fish. I'm thinking just catfish coming in. So I'm like, all right, I'm done. So I just told myself I'm just gonna go, fish docks or whatever, and just try to wing it and see if I catch me a bigger coal of fish. But I actually I didn't fish clean this time, so I actually missed a good one at an hour before before lines in. So, but that was my fault because rookie mistake on that part. But
hey, it happens, man. You're out there so much. You're fishing every possible tournament you can, and it's gonna happen. You can't fish clean every time. It's part of the sport. You're a great angler. Another top 5 finish here at Queen City. Another $415. An hour to get a limit and then drop a 20 on top of your completed bag. That's got to be such a good feeling. And congratulations. And I'm guessing we're going to see you at Jurassic Park Santee next month.
Yeah. That's love and hate lake for me. So we'll see what happens.
Feast or famine kind of lake, I think, for most, myself included. And but we'll see. And then we get to take a ride down to Georgia and see what you got down there.
All right, sounds good.
Congrats, brother.
Thanks, bro.
So Austin is running hot, man. Austin Vang, Hammer Time, running hot. BASS champion. Cash last week, Cash this week. I think he won an online event with another club. The dude is just blazing right now. In 4th place today, just missing the official hardware. Going home with $583 with 68.5 inches. But also with the elite win for another $540. Mr. Chad Walden. Big day, buddy. A little over 1,100. 68.5 inches on a lake that you can't stand and you need to figure out.
What I tell you, I got to figure it out. If I'm a fish at Queen City, you got to figure it out. Plain and simple.
It's not only you got to figure Norman out. I think it's you got to figure spots out, right?
Yeah.
What are they relating to? What are they chasing this time of year, that time of year? So, good work, man. That's a tremendous day for you. I know what your personal goals are for finishing in the TOC this year, and you're one step closer now. So tell us about it.
Oh man, I when I started looking at it, I knew that it was going to be windy, and I know when we fished it in February, everybody talked about find the wind. Well, I found a cove that had the most wind, and that's where I went to. So, and I went and fished wind, and I tossed around like a washing machine and fished the wind. So had a good day.
I don't even know off the top of my head without looking back, but I kind of said you fished Norman, but you were on Norman, correct?
I was on Norman. Yeah, I was on Norman. Yeah.
Good deal. So going home with $1,100, going home with 285 points. 285. Yeah. To your total. So I think you're sitting very, very pretty for Clarks Hill, which I think you might be a little excited about.
Yeah, I caught 13 fish on Clarks Hill on Thursday.
So those of you who don't know, Chad fishes every single event that we do, from everywhere in South Carolina all the way to the Eastern event on Harrison Falls or Jordan and Falls. And Clarks Hill is actually the closest lake to his house of everything.
45 minutes.
So he's pretty jacked up about the TOC. So I'm gonna put a target on his back and say he might be the man to beat down there. But
no, it's a lake. It's hot right now, and it's only getting hotter. So anybody's got a chance to kill it. It's fishing really good.
I was told it could be really, really good early December, just kind of based on what the winter weather does. But
if we don't get a real bad cold snap, we're gonna crush it. It's gonna be a blast. You're gonna have to see some bags. So it's a good time.
I hope so. So you got 2 more days to practice if you've been out there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So it's Mondays the cutoff?
Yep, November 1st. So okay. Tuesday.
All right. Yep. No, I'm done practicing.
So anybody who's looking to practice for the TOC, you have until Tuesday, and then it's off limits for the month. So, Chad, you're going to get a frame certificate for 4th. You're going to get an elite plaque presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors for the elite win, and a huge batch of points from Ryan when he does the standings. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. You should have heard Frankie Wolf's language when that fish jumped off his board. It wasn't bad language. His voice got really loud.
Did he say some bad words? Where is he?
No, he never said no bad words, but you could tell he wanted to.
It's that like, do I bow my head and cry or do I scream as loud as I can?
All I could do was say, "I'm sorry, Frankie. I'm sorry, Frankie. I'll let you go, Frankie. I'm sorry, Frankie."
Oh man, that's awesome. You guys were able to do well together.
Yeah, we had a good time. I told Jeremy when I was at 68 and he was at 70, I said, "I'm coming for you." And he starts giggling. He says, "No, you're not. I just caught my other 20."
Oh.
No, I'm not.
He's laughing. I can see his face in the background.
All right, buddy. We'll get them other guys in there, man. You have a good night. Thank you for everything, Vinny.
Later.
All right, man.
All right, so here we go. Top 3 real hardware from Rise Higher Shirts and Install in the Holidays, Native Watercraft, Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing. Big money for these top 3 spots here. We had obviously the guaranteed $300 Big Bass, the guaranteed $1,500 first place, the guaranteed second place for $1,000. And the way the payouts work today, third place is going home with $900 with a very impressive Carolina Clash bag of 69.5 inches. Mr. Tyler Smith, looking all fresh in his lounge here, in his man cave.
It's my kayak.
Oh, you're sitting in your kayak. Well, I guess you're going to tell us what kayak company you represent.
The one and only Hobie.
The one and only.
Now, I got 3 kids inside that are still awake, so if you want to hear me, I got to come out in the garage.
I got you. Well, buddy, you got a huge day, 290 points, $900, 69.5 inches. And, I made fun of you a little bit this morning via text, and we won't talk about that. But it was not what you asked. I checked because there was only one others. It was not what you asked. But
Gotcha.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a different day. It started off really slow. I was trying to fish topwater, but I really wanted that topwater bite. I could not get it. It was too windy. I couldn't make any of the baits make any noise, or I couldn't get any hits. So I ended up changing it up a little bit, and I started getting bites and changing the color, and it worked out. I mean, I think there was one other angler in the top 10 that was on Wiley, but I was on Wiley, so I impressed myself being on Wiley. So
there was one other on Wiley with you.
Yes, I know.
I won't speak for that.
That's right.
If I was there, I'd be right next to you.
Right.
I would have been right there with you. I won't speak for the top 2. I'll let them speak where they were. But
yes.
Yeah, so I mean, anybody you want to thank? Any companies you want to talk about?
Yeah, like definitely Great Outdoor Provision for hooking me up with with all of my gear, all the stuff for the Hobie, and Sam and Rudy and that team there are great to work with. So shout out to them.
Cool. Well, Tyler, congrats. I'm gonna add somebody here with us for a second.
All right. Well, first, Vinny, did you see that Wiley 20-inch spot?
I did, and not only did I see it, but like knowing where the region of the body of water.
Yeah.
Right. So it's bananas.
I've caught 219 spots on Wiley, but never a 20. So it blew my mind. I thought it was a catfish.
So Chris Goodwin and I caught 620s in one day.
Yeah.
So, so it's funny. We talk about Norman and the fishery it's become, and it's just a matter of time before Wiley catches up. When these big mag spots really start to grow and Wiley changes into what Norman is, it's going to be fun. Both of these lakes are going to be fun. It used to be you could only catch spots on Wiley in one general region, and now you can go to Buster Boyd and catch a limit of them. You can literally on the bridge catch a limit of spots, and then you could go, the region of the lake where you were today and catch a freaking tank. Did you weigh that fish?
I did not weigh it, but it was a big girl. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's funny because I was gonna pre-fish on Wednesday, and I work up near Lake Norman, so I brought all my stuff up there to pre-fish, and I was about to go out, and I forgot my battery. So it was like after lunch when I got off. So I ended up driving back down and fishing Wiley, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna want to go here. So thank goodness.
You made it. Nice late minute call, a nice $900 to end the season. Pretty well. I mean, we got one more, but you haven't cashed in a bit, right? You cashed earlier in the season.
Yeah, Santee was it. And
Okay,
I
so
didn't fish falls or I fished high rock, but
where are you sitting for points right now? Do you know?
20 something. I'm not sure.
Well, this is a big jump for you. I know you want to be in that TOC. So, all right, well, hang on. Let me add your teammate to the conversation and welcome Adam Fillmore to the stream. Adam and Tyler are our team division winners today, our Rock Outdoor Team Award winners with a total of 76 inches. Adam, can you lower your volume?
I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. So they're going to take home $150. They're each going to take a plaque home as team division winners this month. So congratulations to both of you. Tyler, have a great night. We're going to keep Adam on here for a second.
Good job, teammate.
And Adam Fillmore, congratulations on second place with 70 3/4, going home with the Lumina Sun Smart Home $1,000 on top of the money you brought home last weekend in Raleigh. Had a pretty good little streak here, buddy.
Good 7 days for sure, for sure.
Not bad. How's that ROI?
Good. It's pretty good, dude. All you gotta do is speak it into existence, my guy.
That's it.
Vinny's been praying. Vinny's been praying all year. Please just let Adam eat some crow. And here he is, eating the crow, dog. Just got done eating a bunch of crow, took a shower, hopped on here. It's all good.
Not bad. So tell us about it.
I was gonna practice this week and decided not to. After last week, and talked to Tyler. He assured me he was good for at least 20 inches towards, or 24 inches towards, I guess you'd have to be 24 toward the team. So was pretty confident we were gonna have a good week, or a good Saturday. I ended up going to Norman this morning, and I hadn't been there since February when we were there. So which is weird. I mean, it's been a weird year for me. I haven't spent a lot of time on. I've spent more time on the road than I have on the local lakes, which is very strange, but it's worked out. Like I said, I didn't get a lot of bites today. I caught 2 good ones early and was very happy. And then I looked at the scoreboard and I was like, okay, this is a little different than last week, but here we are.
So when I sat down at that 7:20 mark, like 7:23, I opened up the screen and Adam Fillmore's on top of my submissions with 2 solid fish, and I was like, look, I looked at Marion, I was like, he's back at it.
Dude, couldn't start much better than that. That's for sure. No. I couldn't find one more big one, but it is what it is, man. If you're gonna lose to somebody, the dude that's taking it home's a good one to lose to. Like I said, there's a few guys where it doesn't upset you if you get beat by them. So, but it was a tough day.
Congratulations, going home with a total of 1075 on top of your 1500 from last weekend. 295 points towards your TOC. So I'm thinking we might see you in Clarksville here in a couple months.
Yeah.
But see you at Santee next month. Don't pre-fish seems to be your gig. And
for sure. For sure.
Have a good night, dude.
See you, man.
That is one for the record books. A first and a second within 6.5 days, I guess 7 days, probably exactly to the hour at this point. But congrats to Adam. Congrats to Tyler. All these guys snatching up some late season, extremely important points. And there is only one man left. And if you don't know who that is at this point, then you need to get a grip on kayak fishing in the United States of America. Mr. Mountain Boy himself, Jeremy Heath, in first place by almost a 5-inch margin with 75 1/4, going home with $1,500 plus his big bass, Emerald School of Excellence big bass of 20.75 for another $300. So Jeremy is taking home $1,800 today from his $65 entry fee. So not bad, buddy. Tell us about it.
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's awesome. Man, dude, I didn't practice for this because last weekend was horrible. I caught one fish in Jordan. It was like the worst. But, man, this week I didn't worry about practicing because last year about the same time we had the BASS. And I had a pattern last year. Facebook reminded me of that, and I was like, okay, well, I got something to go off of. Went with that same game plan, and it worked out perfectly.
You gonna tell us what you caught him on, where you were? Oh, you said Norman, but you gonna tell us
Yeah.
what you caught him on, or are you gonna keep that in your secret?
Top water. I'm gonna go with top water.
Awesome.
I caught my two biggest fish came on a top water.
And you had a 20 3/4 and a 20 1/4
and a half.
So two absolute, studs.
Stud spots, man. They fought so hard.
And on top. Oh man.
Oh, it was
Living
insane.
the dream, dude. And what kayak were you fishing out of?
I was fishing out of a native.
Nice. So you're gonna get our highest native finisher award as well.
Sweet.
Add that to the total, and 300 points is it's the other side. There you go.
There we go.
Points is huge. This is a nice little combo right there.
Oh yeah, I like that.
300 points is huge in your race for the Neogenics Angler of the Year.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of math that is going to have to happen between now and Santee, but all you and Chris can do is go out and win. And whatever happens. I think it'll make an exciting weigh-in if you both do well. And, I'm sure you got a bunch of boys up there in the mountains rooting for you, and I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
Hey, just want to give a shout out to Ryan Holsey. Go ahead and get him on the points so that everybody can take a deep breath and go to sleep tonight.
He just texted me. I wasn't even listening to you. I was reading his own message.
It's okay.
Do I need to say it? I wonder if I should say what he just said. He just said you're going to need a big day. In layman terms, you're going to need a big day on Santee.
Oh yeah.
So, but Ryan is great. Ryan
He's
is
awesome.
great to have behind the scenes and keep everybody up to date with everything. So those will get posted tonight. You guys will know where you're sitting.
He's the best.
Going into Santee next month. So, Jeremy, are you still in Rock Hill?
Yeah. I had to leave Sakura because it's too loud in there. They're beating drums and cymbals, and I'm like, is it everybody's birthday?
That's awesome, dude. Well, thanks for supporting them. As I stated earlier, they are going to come back next season as a sponsor again. So
it's a great place to eat, man.
Yeah, man.
It's delicious.
I love it. So, all right, dude. Well, you drive safe back to the mountains, and we'll see you next month.
See you, buddy.
Later. And that does it, ladies and gentlemen. Event 9 of 2022 in the books. I'm not sure what our average is right now, but it's somewhere around the 120 mark. It dropped a little bit after our low event last month in the Raleigh area. So we have one left. We have a lot on the line. The team division is extremely tight. We're taking the top 4 teams down to the TOC. That's extremely tight. The TOC race is tight. That the bottom, 5 guys plus the fish off guys, it's all going to be a battle that is going to be settled on possibly the best lake within a 8-hour radius of where we live. So going to be on Santee, middle of November. I'm expecting some absolute giants. The big bag for the year could fall. The big bass for the year could fall. And I guess we'll just see. So huge shout out to all the guys who went home with some cash and hardware tonight. Again, a big thank you to Jason and Dean with installing the holidays and Rise Higher shirts. Native Watercraft for everything you do for us. And of course, I got to thank every one of you, not only for fishing with us for the last 8 years, but fishing with us this late in the season this year, for being cool with the StreamYard weigh-ins. This is it's nice to be able to have this option, and I think it's been pretty smooth. So I do appreciate you guys being okay with this option. And we will be live for the next couple things that we have going on. And we'll catch up then. If you guys need anything from me, let me know. And I'm going to get these payouts sent out tonight, and we'll talk soon. Have a good night.